Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are on the globe. Welcome back. We are in day 5 of the Pro Singer Career Accelerator Masterclass series. Hope you guys have had a good Saturday so far. And I'm so glad to see so many of you back here. Excited to get back into our content for day 5. We're talking all about making a song your own today, finding your unique sound through a song. I'm super excited to talk to those of you who have calls booked in the next few days, Brenda, Deanna, Amy, Juliana, and many more of you who have calls booked later in the week. Really looking forward to talking to you about what's going on with your voice and how we can help you. Um, how you guys feeling? You made it. You made it. We're like 5 days in, right? Yesterday was so great. How cool was it hearing from Sachin and our wonderful volunteers? Yes, Heidi and was it Rob, I think? Or no, John? Yeah. Give them a big old jazz hands, right? All right. Question. Who played with their energy exploration cards last night? Tell me in the chat. Who did? Celebrate yourself for the accountability to doing the things that are going to give you new data, new experiences, and new results. So, who played with their energy exploration cards? How was it? I'm wondering, what little saying did you pick? Did you get, like I see Jim said he did. What little saying did you get when you chose it? Donovan, what'd you get? Finn, I'm curious. Which ones did you end up picking, if you remember? Because they each lead to such an interesting experience when you do them. And it's really interesting when you tap into your witness and you can see how these things in your energy affect what you're able to create in that moment, right? So this is not like a one and done thing. These are for you guys to use. If you have an audition, like for Adam, who said he was doing his AGT audition, if you have a recording session, pull out one of the energy exploration cards and use it going into that audition or going into that recording session. These tools are yours now, guys. So don't be one of those people who complains, oh, nobody does anything for singers. I'm giving you all this stuff. So if you're not using it, that's on you, my friend. All right. Who has done their meditation for today? Celebrate yourself in the chat. Say me, I did. Who did their meditation for today? Come on. Who did? Javon did. Nice. Yes, Amy. Good. I feel like Amy, you've been like 5 for 5 almost. I've seen your name in there every day. Leslie, love it. She's in the car. Yes. Who? Come on. There can't be just 2 of you who did your meditation today. Finn did. If that's it, are you guys either shy or are you not doing the footwork? Because if you're not doing the footwork, then this is where I get to lovingly hardcore you. Okay. I do not want to hear a single complaint for the rest of 2025 from those of you who were given the tools and who are choosing to let life get in the way and not use them. It is a choice, guys. Okay, we are up to not normal things in here. Like I said yesterday, if you want an extraordinary singing career, if you want an extraordinary result, then you've got to be willing to do extraordinary things. And that might be telling your kids and your husband, you know what? I got to go for 20 minutes. This is my time to go do my meditation and my technique practice. That might feel extraordinary to you if that's not something that you do on the daily. But if you're not putting the accountability and the commitment behind the things that you are given that can change everything, I want you to ask yourself why, get really clear, not blame and shame, but what's the resistance? What am I letting get in the way? Because those are the things that are going to really move the needle for you. Okay. So, really, really, you guys, I'm giving this stuff to you for free. Use it. So now keep doing the meditation daily, right? Now, we have a lot to get to today. So, reminder of our housekeeping, save your questions. We're going to train first, then we'll answer questions. We have a whole Q&A session on Monday also, so jot them down if we don't get to them. A reminder, this is the safe space that you get to be vulnerable, that you get to, like we've been saying, fail forward, where we encourage vulnerability, we encourage bravery. There is a zero tolerance policy that I have for any kind of criticism or judgment or meanness in the chat or anywhere in our community. So please uphold that value while we're in the Zoom. And if you want to be somebody who gets up to coach, make sure that your original sound is switched to on. All right, guys, let's get to work. So today, as I said, I want to give you my secret weapon, as it were, to find your sound in a song, to find your special sauce. And one of the things that I hear a lot from otherwise talented singers is that they don't understand why they keep getting passed over for the things that they're going out for. Like you're doing everything you know how to do, but the gigs, the auditions, the big opportunities that you really want keep going to other singers. I'm curious, do any of you feel that way? Or and have you any of you been having that experience? Like maybe you're going to a lot of auditions, but you're not getting the callbacks. Or maybe you're getting into callbacks, but you're not booking anything. Or you're booking things, but you're always in the ensemble and you're never the lead role. Or if you're a recording artist, like you pour all this time and energy and money into making these recordings and releasing them, and like nobody listens. It's like you have 10,000 plays on Spotify and that's it, right? And then it makes you feel less than. Are any of you having that experience where you're doing everything you know how to do and you're still not getting what you want? Yeah, Amy, I feel you. I see you in the chat. And one of the reasons that this can be happening and that you guys are not standing out is often because you're not tapping into your unique emotional home, being truly vulnerable in letting that show. Like maybe you just end up being a really good parrot of someone else's sound and someone else's performance. Do any of you feel like that? Like, yeah, I know how to sing it like this person or that person, but I don't really know what is my sound. What is my unique thing that I bring to this? Like I hear that all the time from seasoned professional singers. You may realize that's going on for you, or you may even not. And so today, I'm going to give you one of my favorite tools for accessing your most authentic emotional connection to yourself and your songs. And it's a step-by-step process that really helps you to make the performance and make a song your own. So first, I want you guys to think of a song that you sing that you know really well, a song you have sung many, many, many times, that you have memorized, a song that's not too long, no, the example I always give is like no 7-minute Bohemian Rhapsodies today, okay? Like just, a nice short song that you know that you've sung a million times. And that perhaps you would like to use to be our guinea pig, one of our guinea pigs today, and use the raise hand function. And I'm going to help you take this song and help you to connect to really make it your own so that you stand out because you're connecting to something within you that is uniquely yours. So go ahead and use the raised hand function if you would like to, if you have a song in mind and you'd like to be our guinea pig for today. Okay, so let me see. I lost my view of you guys. Hang on a second. I have to adjust my view. Hold on. Okay. All right. I saw Casey's hand. So Casey, go ahead and unmute. Hello, hello.
Hi,
How are ya?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm so good. I sound worse than I am with this cold. Okay. What is the song that came to mind for you?
Okay, the first song is White Rabbit
Okay.
by Jefferson Airplane.
Okay. So when you do, so let's do, how about let's do like a verse and a chorus. You can pick if you want to start at the beginning or if you want to start in the middle so do you know where you want to start with it?
I'll start from the beginning.
Okay, so we'll do like first chorus. Cool. And are you cool to stand up?
Okay, let's see if I can get my thing up. There we go.
Cool. And you guys, you may have noticed that like every person who's volunteered to sing today, I've asked to stand. And the reason for that is that when you're learning these new techniques, the anchor, the sail, the energetic sound direction, the breath support, all that stuff, you know how we talked about your whole body is your instrument from the top all the way through the bottoms of your feet when we're talking about the energy. And so when you're first learning these things, it's just a lot easier to embody it and engage it when you have your whole body beneath you and you're standing. Eventually, you can sit, you can lie down, you can do cartwheels, doesn't matter. It will show up for you. But I just wanted to give you guys that context. Okay, so Casey, why don't we do the first verse and the first chorus, and then we're going to talk for a sec.
All right. Please excuse my AC. If
We
you
don't hear it. I don't hear
okay.
it.
All right, cool. One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
All right, you want to work on that much?
Yeah,
Cool. Okay. So, who are you talking to?
I feel like I'm talking to, I feel like I'm at the protest, a protest of some sort.
Okay. And who are you talking to?
The people, the protesters.
Okay. So, like, if this were a movie in your mind, okay, because right now we got to connect Casey to this in a personal way, because right now, like you might as well be like saying like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Like I'm not, I literally am like, come out, Stacey, come out. Okay. So we need to connect you to this in order for that to happen. So if this scenario were a movie in your mind, right?
Hmm.
What is it? And you started to describe, but what is it that just happened, that's going on, that causes you to say, what's the first line of this?
One pill makes you larger.
Yeah. So what is it that causes you to start talking about these like magic pills?
Oh, I think it's a reference to drugs.
Guys, and Casey, it can be whatever you want, as long as it's something that means something to you. So have you ever been in a situation where you have had the choice or the opportunity to do something or take something that changes your reality? You don't have to like cop to drug use. That's not what I'm asking. But what I'm saying is this is a person who's saying, okay, you can stay in this reality or you can stay in that reality, like, and why is she giving this choice? What's going on? So you don't have to know what the songwriter was thinking. You just need to create a scenario that means something to you. And
Right.
it doesn't matter. So let me give you a zoomed out question for a second. What is the overall emotional feeling that this character is in when she starts this song? So tell me the words. What is it again?
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small.
Keep going.
And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Okay. So why would you be saying this to someone? How are you feeling that you would be saying this to somebody and what's going on?
I say it's curiosity.
Okay. Is it curiosity for herself? She's going to take the pill, or is she trying to convince somebody else to take the pill?
I think she's talking to herself.
Okay. So that's hard for a performer because because oftentimes when we talk to ourselves, we're very inward and we're not often very expressive and we don't often do it out loud. So we're having an experience where we are outward, we are doing it externally, and we are making sound. So for the purposes of these making a song your own exercises, guys, the character might talk to herself, but we want to create a situation where she's actually talking to somebody that I want you to like have an actual imaginary conversation with in your mind, like in the movie in your mind. So who's she talking to?
Or in the movie in my mind. Okay, she's talking to,
Like make it up. It's your
I
imagination.
say, someone in, I say herself in the mirror.
But remember, we talked about we don't want to be talking to
Oh,
yourself. So who could she be talking to that needs to know that there's two pills and there's something that she's or he is going to get from taking these pills?
a dealer
Is she the dealer or is she talking to a dealer?
talking to a dealer.
So she's trying to sell pills to a dealer?
Yeah,
Okay,
a,
why? Why does she
a
need to sell?
member of a member of a dealer.
Okay, what is it? What is her motivation? Why does she need to sell these pills to the dealer and tell them to ask Alice about them right now? What's at stake?
I say the stakes are pretty high.
Why? What's at stake? What will happen? What does she need? What does she need to either get, or what does she need somebody to do, or why does she need this? Why is she selling me? Or why is she trying to get this dealer to take her stuff? And
Okay.
by the way, Casey, there's no right answer.
Oh, there's
I'm
no
trying.
right answer. Okay, good.
No, no, I'm trying to help you connect to an imaginary story that you're going to create in your mind that helps you to that helps this to be real for you. Because right now it there's not there's nothing going on and it diminishes your performance. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so let's create the scenario.
Okay. All right. So here's the scenario. Whew. Okay.
Okay, there's a story in there. What was that breath? What did your mind just tell you just now? What did your inner critic just say to you?
My inner critic says, "Hey, what do you think? What are you thinking of? Come on, you know there's nothing in there. You're just singing it or something like that." I think my inner critic's saying that.
Yeah, your inner critic is like making you think that like this is like a test.
Yeah, it's super critical, if you, I might say.
Yeah. Does it get really critical before you sing often?
It gets pretty critical.
Yeah. And here's why. Because Stacy, in the moment of sing Stacy, sorry, Casey, in the moment of singing is connecting and engaging with her inner critic instead of connecting and engaging with the story.
Right.
Because right now there is no story.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's nothing for you to connect to personally to what's going on in this song. And so there's nothing to take that energy and to create that connection. So your inner critic is just super loud, and that's the only thing going on. So let's give the mind something else to connect to right now. Okay. So why do you like this song? Why do you sing this song?
Okay, one, it's in my range, and two, I used to sing it in a band.
Okay. Fair enough. And there's a million songs that you probably sang with the band that are in your range. So, what connects you to this sound? You see, you guys, I'm trying to help Casey connect to this in a way that is unique to her. So, what do you connect to about this? Or maybe you don't, and we need to help you.
I might need some help.
Okay. Okay.
Music,
So,
mental, yes.
okay. So, I want you to talk the lines again. Just talk them like they were lines on a script in a movie or a play. Okay. Can you just say them instead of sing them?
Okay. One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go
Keep going.
ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell him a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call, and call Alice when she was just small.
Okay.
When, okay,
So that's a good chunk. So what do you think that's about? Have you
I
ever
say
thought of
it's, I know it's a reference to the movie. I know it's reference to a movie that's been made a lot of times, but
Yeah,
I
but what?
say I say it's the I say it's a dealer talking to what to another person who the
Okay.
dealer is dealing.
Sure. Okay. So let's just like go for this like 100%. Let's say this is a drug dealer. Okay. Like we're just going to, align with the thing that like makes the most sense to you right now. So this is a drug dealer who's trying to peddle your wares. Okay. And Alice is the person who has used all your yummy drugs. And you're telling this person, my drugs are really good. Ask Alice, she'll tell you they're good. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure you're not actually a drug dealer.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Right. Right. Okay. So when we have a song where the actual story in the song is something that is not a lived experience for us, Casey is not a drug dealer. Okay. However, if we can think of, well, what if you are somebody who has a lot of something to sell and that's your livelihood and you need to sell this or else your boss is going to be mad at you. In this case, El Chapo, who's going to kill you because you're a drug dealer if you don't sell their drugs. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's no different than like you having a job and you having some sort of quota, something that you're selling that you have to do. There's something at stake, right? So have you ever if you had to say what is the emotion that this drug dealer is in right now when they're trying to sell this, what is it? Again, no right answer. What is it to you?
Well, there's another verse to the song.
Okay.
So I talk it or sing it.
I don't even think we need that next verse yet because
Okay.
this song is starting in this emotional place with these lyrics. So what's the emotional home and the emotion that this song starts in? What does this character want to do?
But you're talking about the drug dealer or the person?
The
Oh,
drug dealer is you, the singer of the song.
okay. Well, and call Alice when she was just small. I think he's I think he's showing the person the drugs
Yes, but I want, so
and
I'm gonna give this to you because I think it will be helpful because I see your mind going to logical instead of going to emotional.
mm,
Okay. And so I'm going to give this example and you can use it or you can come up, maybe it'll give you inspiration for one of your own, which is I've never been a drug dealer, but I can imagine that if I had a job that I had to do, I had to sell something that I would feel like maybe I would feel some pressure or a little bit of anxiety that I needed to convince someone to buy my stuff so that I can make a living, or so that my boss doesn't fire me, or so that I can put food on the table or whatever. Okay. And so the overarching emotional home that I'm starting this song in is like the need to convince. There's something at stake for me. I need to put food on the table. I need to not get fired. I need to make money. So I need to convince you to buy my drugs because that's what's at stake is my livelihood. And so what is the emotion attached to that? It could be frustration if nobody is buying the drugs. It could be any number of things. We need to just create the imaginary story in your head, okay? Because she's never been a drug dealer. So she's not going to know what that feels like. But Casey, have you been in a situation where you've had pressure to make a living, pressure to make money, pressure to do a job to make money, or else you're not going to be able to support yourself? Have you been in that situation?
I can't say when, like so like internet wise or person wise. I can't say when.
I'm asking you, as Casey, have you ever been in a situation in your life where you have felt pressure to make money because you need to support yourself?
Honestly, yeah, I think I have been. I can't say when, but I have been.
Okay. So to come up with that specific example, because we need Casey to connect to the subtext, the underlying subtext. She isn't a drug dealer, so she can't relate to that. But if she's going to sing this song and connect emotionally to it, we have to find the underlying subtext that she can relate to. In this case, perhaps it's the pressure to make money to support yourself or the pressure to sell something so you don't get fired. Okay. So, what I'm showing with this example with Casey is that a lot of times we might be singing a song that we don't have like practical experience with. She's not a drug dealer, right? If I'm singing like a love song and I've never been in love before, how am I going to connect to that? Doesn't mean I can't sing that song. But like an example I like to give sometimes is like from Guys and Dolls when she sings she's just been kissed for the first time and she sings, "Ask me how do I feel? Ask me now that I'm cozy and clinging." But if I'm singing this song and I've never been kissed before, I need to identify the underlying emotional state, which in this case is excitement, right? And play that story around in my mind. So I might think maybe if I've never been kissed, but maybe I've been offered a big part in a play. And so I might be thinking about the first time I got that big part in a play when I sing, "Ask me how do I feel? Ask me now that we're," do you see what I'm saying? So I don't have to have been kissed. I don't have to have actually had the same experience as the singer in the song. If I can zoom out and identify the underlying emotional state and subtext in a way that relates to me. So if you can think of a time when you really felt pressure to get a job, to support yourself, to put food on the table, it doesn't mean like extreme or being homeless or something like that, but that pressure, that's what you're going to be thinking about when you sing this pill, that pill. There's something at stake here. I've got to get you to buy this because you know what that feeling is. So, do you have an idea in your mind now that you've kind of heard me give an example?
Yeah, now I see.
Okay, so let's play with it again. And I really want you to tell this story. How are you feeling? And really, it doesn't matter that you're not in Alice in Wonderland, okay? You be the person who's got to make money. How would you sing this if you have got to make money?
I say
Don't answer me, just do it.
okay, got it. One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Good. Let's go back. I want you to do one more time. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you feel like you were connecting with the immediacy of needing to sell these pills?
I feel like manipulating and sinister.
Okay. And so, how much do you feel like you were connecting to manipulative and sinister? Scale of 1 to 10.
I say up to 8.
Okay. So, what could you be willing to believe that would allow you to go to 10?
I'd say I stop him as the person walks away, and then I like stop in his way.
Okay, so you'd have to be okay, so that's part of the story. That's great. Like they're gonna shoot you down, okay? But I'm just talking about you as Casey being willing to be at a 10 in commitment to your storytelling instead of being at an 8 in commitment to your storytelling. What could you be willing to believe about you, about the nature of the universe, about your talent, anything that would allow you not to stop at 8, but really be committed to that sinister and that manipulation all the way to a 10 in your energy and your physiology and your face.
Okay, but should I sing it again?
Sure, let's go for 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they walk away, you're gonna lose and your boss is gonna fire you and you're not gonna be able to put food on the table. Okay.
Right.
You gotta manipulate them, you gotta get them to buy. Okay, when is it something been that important to you in your life?
All right. All right, I'm going to use this as an example. One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small.
I want you
And
to pause.
the
I want you to do it again, okay? And I want you to pick a focal point. I
one.
want you to see the person that you're talking to. I want you to put them right in the, you know, right above the device. And I want you to pick a point on the wall or pick a point on the device, okay? Because you
Mhm.
can't, if you're not making eye contact with someone, how can you convince them, right?
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, right? And so, do you
Okay.
have an idea in your head of that situation that, like, in your own life, if you
Mhm.
didn't do X, Y, and Z, you would lose money, you'd lose your job? Do you have that in your head?
Mhm.
So when you say one pill, what are you really talking about? You might be really saying, oh, this report I need to get in for my boss, or this, you know what I'm saying? It's like connecting the dots to what means something for you. So we see it in your eyes and we see it in your face. It's not about gestures. Okay. It's about like go to 25 in terms of what you feel is ridiculous to really convince us to buy this thing. Try it.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Okay. What was that like for you? What did you feel? What did you notice when you did that?
I was thinking, I was thinking social media and a pencil, like for education.
As what? I'm sorry. I was just asking you what that experience was like for you in your energy, in your voice, in your body when you had
Oh,
specific things to think about.
I feel like I can help you make money faster than just this pencil.
Okay. So your work is in connecting to the things that mean something to you so that when you sing this song, I get the energy from you from what's at stake. Okay. Because otherwise it's just one pill, one this, Alice, you know, and there's less immediacy in your energy. Okay. So that makes sense in terms of connecting by using storytelling to find what connects you to the story that you're telling.
Yes, I could say that.
Okay.
That.
Yes. And thank you for being a volunteer and for going through the process. Appreciate it. All right, give Casey a hand. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. I see others in here. I see Jim in the chat. Go ahead and unmute. Jim, let's play a little bit. So what is the song that you have in mind?
Hello, how are you?
Good.
I'm good, thank you. Uh, so I would recently I've been practice this um, piece, like it's a part of a pop arrangement. But it have some like a little bit opera thing in it, so it's beautiful. So if
Mhm.
you don't mind, I'd like to work on that.
Yeah, so let's pick a section. Is there a section that we can work on? Okay.
Yes, I'm picking like one section that doesn't have
Okay.
any lyrics.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, it doesn't have any lyrics?
No, because it's a Chinese song.
Oh,
But
but
but the part
you can
without
sing it in Chinese if you want.
thank you. But the part like I chose is like the the highlighted part in that entire like arrangement.
Okay,
Yes.
and even when you sing it in Chinese, there's no lyrics in this part.
No.
Okay.
It's no, it's like humming thing.
Okay, well, let's play with it. Let's try.
Thank you.
Okay. Can we look at that for a second? So I actually think I want you to do a section with words because
Okay.
the when we look, a lot of songs do have sections where you're on ah or ooh, just like you're doing it. And what we're talking about today becomes even more important because even though there are no words, why are you saying ah? What are you connecting to within you in the ooh? But it's easier when you're learning how to do this to do it in a section where you do have words. So
And
can we use a section that has words?
sure, sure. Let me find like karaoke version real quick, like which has like lyrics on it. Like I look at it. Just 1 second. Maybe karaoke. Yes, I don't usually like remember a lot of the lyrics.
Okay,
Oh,
well, wait. I don't want you to do something that you don't have memorized. So is there another song that you know really well that we can work on that you're not worried about forgetting the words?
okay. I can do like a pop. Like recently I learned a song called "Die with a Smile."
Okay.
Um, yeah, I can try that. I may not
Okay.
remember like every lines, but should I like from the chorus or from
Yeah,
the
let's do the chorus.
okay. Um, if the world was ending, I don't wanna be next to you. If the party was over and oh, just if the party was over and
Okay.
yeah, sorry, I
Honestly, Jim, it's okay. And it doesn't matter right now because even the first lines, so if the world was ending, right? What is the rest of that?
if the world is ending, I'm I'm damn. If the world is ending, just, I really have to look at my cheat sheet.
Okay.
With
Because what I see right now from Jim is I see a lot of energy of needing to push out. A
yes,
lot of the breath support is being sabotaged right now by the need to push up to all of these rising pitches. Ba 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 ba. It's a lot of push. Okay. Now, you have technique tools, obviously, for that we went over earlier in the week, but we can also use connection to unique sound and connection to story to give him a different experience with his body and his technique. So, do you have the words there?
yes, I got it right
Okay, what are those words? If the world was ending, what?
here. I don't want to be next to you.
I don't want to be next to you.
I don't want to be next to you.
I do want to be next to you.
Yes,
Okay, if the world was ending, I do want to be next to you.
yes. Add like I would, short for I would. I think.
Oh, I'd want to be next to you. Okay,
Yes.
yes. If the world were ending, I'd want to be next to you.
Mhm.
Okay, and the next line?
If the party was over and our time on Earth was through,
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
uh, I'd want to hold you just for a while and
Okay,
die with a smile. If
okay,
world was ending, I'd want to be next to you.
okay. So, in your idea of this song, is he singing to somebody that he is already in a loving relationship with, or is he singing to somebody who he's not in a relationship with, but he wants to be in a relationship with? And again, there's no right answer. What do you think?
I think they are in a relationship
Okay.
or just
So
get married.
okay, great. So I want you, so you don't have anything to convince her. You don't have to convince her that you want her next to you. You're already married. You've already asked her to marry you. She knows that she's your partner and she's your person. So what is the emotional state of the man who sings this to his partner?
I think it's probably like on a Valentine's night and they're on a date and like after
Okay.
a few drinks and he just wanna say something nice to her.
Okay. So that's a great movie in your mind, like I was talking to Casey about. But so that's good to have. But the question I asked you is what is the emotional state that he is feeling that causes him to say, if this world was ending, I'd want you to be the one who's next to me.
Oh, good question. I think he actually like have some like obstacles in their
Okay.
relationship
Hmm.
because he want to like prove himself or he want to express his feelings to each other.
Okay.
But
So let's imagine one obstacle that could be why he thinks he needs to prove himself. What could that be?
like they both are like busy with their daily lives, their separate lives, maybe careers, and they don't talk to each other or hang out with each other as much as before.
Okay. And let's make it even more serious. And
Okay.
so, how about all that is happening? And she says to him, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Now he has a reason to say, hey, you're my person. If the world was ending, I want you next to me. Like, right? And so if she said to him, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, what is the emotion that goes through him?
Well, that's very brilliant because the line it's like a duet, and the female part there's like a line of lyrics literally is I don't even want to do this anymore. But I think that means like they don't want to. But I mean, like from the lyrics, the lady also love this man, and she's saying I don't even want to do this anymore, meaning like she don't doesn't want to like prove anything because she think he also knows that she love him very much.
Okay. But still, she's frustrated. She's
I
frustrated.
think
And how is he feeling?
he want to give her more security.
I know, but that's not a feeling.
Okay.
How is he feeling? Is he feeling
Mm,
frustrated because he can't? Is he feeling um, scared because he doesn't know if she is going to stay by his side? What is he feeling?
I think a little scared and little insecure.
Okay, so insecure and scared. Now, let me ask you, Jim, because we have to connect this to make this song your own. Have you ever been in a situation with a girlfriend or a partner or a boyfriend, wherever somebody important to you, where they have said, I don't know if I can do this anymore, and you feel insecure and scared?
One short, slight moment, yes.
Okay, so we have a choice. If you really can remember that feeling, then we're going to use that as the thing that's going to connect you emotionally to this, to that insecurity and that fear. But because it was short and because it was slight, maybe it's not something that you really felt a whole lot. So I'm wondering, is there something else in your life that you've really, really wanted? And somebody said to you, I don't think that you can do that. And you have felt the same insecurity and the same fear that it might be taken away from you. Is there another scenario? Because you guys, he needs to connect to that feeling of fear and insecurity really personally. And so, do you have another one in your head, another memory or something where that fear and insecurity was really strong?
I kind of trying to be chill in my real life. Like I deal with a lot like losing or bad situations. So I think I for the past like 10, 11 years I'm trying to be like okay with any kind of like situation. So if anything or anyone is leaving, I would just try to be cool and
Okay.
I guess
Yeah, I appreciate that. And you're human.
yeah.
So I'm not necessarily thinking about it having to be a person. I'm thinking about, is there something that you really want in your life that you really have that it means so much to you and you almost have it. You're right there. But then all of a sudden it could be taken away. Just in the same way as this guy, he has this girl in the song, but she's maybe thinking of stepping away. Is there something in your life that means that much to you right now?
singing probably.
Okay. Okay. So let's use that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Music.
that fear of it going away, that anxiety, that insecurity of it not being enough is the same thing that he's feeling, that she will go away, that he's not enough, that she doesn't want him anymore. Okay.
Mm.
So when you say, if the world was ending, I'd want you next to me. I want you to be thinking, if the world was ending, I'd still be singing, or something like something to connect you to the situation that does mean something to you. Otherwise, it's just all push, all force, all air because you're not connected to the thing that matters.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, do you know that that's true? Like
Yeah.
that if the world were ending, you'd still want to be singing. Is that true for you?
Yeah, I believe that.
Okay. Is that something that you feel you have to prove, or is that something you feel you just know?
I know because it's like one of my attribute.
Okay. So, where in your body when you just know something, where do you feel that knowing, that certainty in your body?
About the long left frame area, I guess.
Like your low belly? Is that what you
Uh,
said?
like right above the belly button.
Right here is your knowing. Yeah.
Yeah, like that frame or something.
Okay. Okay. So, let's do the song. You have nothing to prove. You know how you feel about your singing. You know what is true for you. Okay? And let's say it. Okay? Let's speak to it in the song. Okay?
If the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I'd want to hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was,
Okay. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm not so sure I believe you.
yeah, it's
I'm not
not
so
like,
sure I'm not so sure I believe you. I think you might believe you, but I'm not so sure that your energy is moving through you in a way from this certainty, like to really allow you to stand in that certainty. What if, like, because remember, in this imaginary setting with the girl and the guy, she's like, I don't know if I want to be with you. I don't know. And he's trying to convince her, right? Of something that he knows. So what if you're speaking to somebody who's like, I don't think that you're made to do music. I just don't. How would you respond? Say the words.
uh, it's so logically, I'm not sure like how to express because
Because no, Jim, because it's not logical.
but
It's
if
not.
one is trying to tell another one, it's trying to persuade, maybe he gonna sounds more like strong or raise up his volume or something. But
Maybe.
he doesn't want to prove anything. He just say in a very calm way, and that's
So this is a
that's what
great
I would.
question. This is a great question because oftentimes when we think we want to persuade, we think we need to be loud and we think we need to, and I think that's the energy that you've been approaching the song with because your body is pushing a lot now and it's sabotaging your breath. Okay. But is it really true that we have to be loud to persuade? So you guys, a lot of you know, I have a daughter. She's 11. And if I say to her, Wesley, go clean your room. Okay, that's one thing. Versus if I'm like, Wesley, Marion, go clean your room. Which one, which one is more powerful? Which one is more serious? Which one? Yep, I see you guys. Number two. Okay. So that's a limiting belief that you have to be loud to be heard and you have to be loud to convince. Okay. So can we play with that energy, Jim? And let's sing it. Okay, of you know what's true. You know that you're going to do music no matter what. You know that if it's the end of the world, nobody can take you away from this mission. Okay, can we try it from that subtext and from that emotional hone?
Sure. If the world was ending and I wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I don't
Yeah.
wanna hold you just for a while. And there was a smile.
Okay, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, hold on. That was up until the last part where you went up, and that everything before that was completely different than what happened the first time. You were so you guys, when he connected to something that meant something to him, what happened to his technique? I didn't talk to him one bit about technique. I could have gone that route because he was blowing his breath, he was pushing instead of leaning, he was doing all that. But when he connected to his unique emotional home around the song and didn't feel like he needed to force or push or anything in order to be connected to that, all of a sudden his sound changed. You were singing, you weren't screaming. We could hear we could start to hear your vibrato. We could start to hear the overtones in your voice. And it was way better performance than what happened a minute ago. What was that like for you?
Oh, for me,
Yeah,
uh, yes, feels more confident.
that's good. Yeah.
It's just
How,
also I have the lyrics, so it's more it's easier. It's less like distractions because if I don't have the lyrics, I have to like keep thinking what's the next line.
okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna, because you guys, I've been doing this for 20 years, okay? Having the lyrics is not why you did that better. You were connected to something. Your energy was different. You
Yeah.
you were in your certainty of what you were saying instead of needing to push it and prove so that we understood what you were saying. And that was so much different and so much better right until that last line where you went up. And then because the pitch went higher, he left his body, he left his certainty, he left the story, and he went into, oh, I got to get this high note out, and then he pushed and he disconnected from story. And the reason I know that is because he wasn't pushing before and he was pushing there. But this is data for you, Jim. This is data that story is important. It connects you to your true voice, your unique voice, and the better quality of technique that, like, remember I said, your body was built to do this, right? We didn't talk technique at all. And just from what he learned the past few days is enough in him that when he aligns with story, his true voice and his true physiology is able to show up for him in a way that sounds way better. So I hope that you will continue to play with these story ideas, Jim, because this was great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
So these are you guys ideas to help you make us on your own. And so I'm going to give you a four for you to play with in this idea is I'm going to give you what I call our the making this on your own exercise. Let me share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you because it writes out a lot of these questions that you can ask yourself to take yourself through this. So, for example, let me move this so I can see it better. So we're the same that I did with Casey, that I did with Jim. You're going to treat the song as if it were a monologue. You're going to read your lyrics. You're going to say your lyrics to yourself without melody, without tempo. Notice what they mean. And then I'm giving you an inquiry of these questions, just like I was asking Casey, just like I was asking Jim. Where are you when you're singing this? Who are you talking to? Who or what are you singing about? How do you feel about that? Why must your character sing this right now, these specific words, right? And take yourself through this inquiry. And then you're going to create a dialogue in your own words, like the movie in your mind, what was seen, said, experienced in the moment right before that song that compels the character to speak these words. And you're going to write that out. What is it? Because you guys, impact comes from the specific. The more specific you are, the more you connect to it, the more you can really find your emotional home, the more everything comes online for the kind of impact that you want, including your technique, as Jim just evidenced. And then we make it personal. Have you lived or experienced the exact same situations? If not, then look at the emotional state of the song that you outlined. Identify something in your lived experience that elicits the same emotional state. This is your subtext. So it's the same example I gave for Music Man. There are bells on a hill, but I never heard them ringing until there was you. Well, that emotional state is wonder and excitement. But if I've never experienced love, if I've never had a first kiss, then I need to find something in my own lived experience that compels and moves me to the same emotional state as one of wonder and excitement in the same way. So my silly example here is my lunch never tasted so good as the day that I found out that I got the big role in the movie or something like that, okay? That you can relate to. And then you work with your lyrics and then you dive into the subtext. So this is something that I want you guys to take yourself through. You're going to pick a song and take yourself through this experience because otherwise anybody can sing a song. Anybody can sing a song. And anybody can sing a song well. There are a lot of good singers out there. The difference between good and great is when you are able to bring your heart, your connection, your special sauce to the sound that is your unique sound. Because we have, like I said the other day, we have a Placido Domingo, we have an Ariana Grande. We don't have you. And you are the only one who can bring your unique experience to a song if and when you get present to it. Okay. So use the making a song your own to really help your storytelling and help you to connect to yourself and what is unique about your lived experience that you can bring to a performance. Okay. All right. So let me see. I want to make sure I can see you guys because I changed my screen there for a second. Okay. Um, so that's your homework for tonight. Be vulnerable, allow yourself to tie in the moment. And I want to shift gears now for a minute, and we might have time to come back and coach a little more on this. Otherwise, there's our Q&A on Monday where we can also dive into this stuff. I have invited a really special singer here who is going to share her experience today, who some of you also know because you've gotten the chance to connect with her prior to the workshop. And she really, really knows what it is like to play small, hold herself back through tons and tons of limiting beliefs, hold herself back in her voice through with tons of tension and strain, and really be on the bench in her singing journey in ways that she did not want. And she has a ton of experience to share with you about what has allowed her to have amazing breakthroughs and really free her voice and also free her mindset and create what's possible for her in her singing career. She's one of my very favorite people on the planet. She is an intensive grad who not that long ago, was maybe a little over a year ago, a year and a half ago, was like sitting right where you are, struggling with so many of these issues. Fear about her age, fear about how she's going to make money, fear that nobody would pay her to sing, fear about doing damage to her voice because there was so much tension and strain, vocal fatigue. And within 6 months of doing this work, she went from a corporate job to making full-time income with her singing. She's a mom, she's a grandma. So if you don't think your goals are possible, if you think you're too old, if you don't think you have enough time, money, energy, whatever, just listen to her. Some of you know her from the workshops as our concierge because our community means so much to her. This is how she gives back. So I've invited her to share her experience with you, the things that have moved the needle and her skill set and her mindset. Please welcome Amy DeLuca. Amy.
Hey.
Hey. Now, I know you don't know anything about emotional home, about vulnerability and the work we were just.
No clue.
But it's been a journey. It's been a process. And I think there's a lot of people in here who probably have had very similar limiting beliefs, very similar ideas, keeping them playing small. And I just think it'd be really powerful for them to hear where you were at before like coming into this community and this work.
Yeah, so before meeting Arden, I had just been laid off from a corporate job, another one that I despised. And I just remember sitting on my sofa watching like reruns of Netflix stuff like Virgin River or whatever was on. And seeing my singing career literally slip from my fingers, and I had maybe at best one gig every month, maybe every other month at best. And I was unemployed at that time. I was collecting unemployment. However, that was going to be running out soon. My marriage was not doing well because of the financial part and other aspects. So there was that strain as well, and not knowing where to go, who to talk to, really feeling completely clueless about the next steps, not just for my life, but my career. My singing is like breathing. So I was in a really dark place. That's where I was before I met Arden.
Yeah. And what was happening with your actual voice? Because
Mm,
there's like all of the career stuff and all the stuff that was limiting you and your mindset with your job and your work and that was making you feel just so weighed down, but also the stuff that was going on when you would step on stage.
yeah, I had a lot of mindset issues. Not just that, but the mindset also created the tension in my body. And I'm also a worship leader in addition to all the other stuff that I do. So for me, being a worship leader is like top notch, and I feel like all eyes are on me and I have to hold a certain standard. And one week I would be able to nail these really high notes, and I thought, wow, I did that great. And then the next time I would sing that song, I couldn't do it effortlessly. I had to strain, I had to push, I had to manipulate and maneuver, and I couldn't understand why. And then the mindset and the inner critic was just bludgeoning me time and time again. So between the mindset, the tension, the strain, the hoarseness I would get from overuse, from the pushing and the manipulating, and it was draining. And I knew that there were things missing, and I just didn't know what they were.
And I mean, it's not like you didn't have training.
No.
I'm sure you tried other types of training in the past. What was it that was so significantly different for you that you decided to take the leap and come in here to work this?
Well, and to preface that, I've been trained by some of the best in the world. Not Arden, not yet, at least at that time, but I was classically trained for 10 years from someone from the Metropolitan Opera. And I was also trained from a former vocal coach of Taylor Swift. So when I tell you that I've worked with some of the best, I have, but still there were things missing. And then when I spoke with Arden for the first time, when I tell you that I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed because everything that she was asking me was like she was speaking to the parts of me inside that no one else spoke to. And it was like my soul crying out, and I could get emotional about it now because it is emotional, because I know that had I not taken that leap, that I would be so far worse than I ever could have imagined, and my dreams would still be on the couch wishing and wondering and hoping and praying while watching Netflix.
Or watching somebody else up there
Yes,
on that stage living your dream while you're sitting on the couch in Netflix
right,
watching Netflix. Or,
exactly.
I alluded to this earlier in the week that Amy recently stood on one of the biggest stages of her career. So
Yes,
Amy's a Christian artist. That's her genre that is her chosen calling. And she got to they hired her of all of the worship leaders around the country to lead at this massive convention. It was like 5,000,
yeah, at
to be
least.
the one to sing for this thing, to hire her to be on that stage.
Yeah,
And you can speak to that more than me. You were there.
sure. Yeah, it was literally like it was definitely a dream come true. I couldn't believe that and the best part, besides being on that big stage, was like, oh my gosh, all my expenses are paid. It was like for the first time, I'm like, they're seeing my worth, they see my value, and I'm
You are a
getting paid.
professional.
Yes, exactly. So, yes, there were at least 5,000 people. There were pastors, priests from all over the world, all over the country, as far as Africa, Japan, China, that came to this convention. And it was, all weekend. So I got to sing twice a day. And it was like, I don't know if any of you have heard of Hillsong or Gateway Worship. These are like the like mammy jammy big like Christian labels or worship teams. It
Right,
was
like you're
big.
now playing it on that field,
Yes. And
but
I,
that's not what it was like.
uh-uh.
And so if you, because we've talked a lot about limiting beliefs, we've talked a lot about, the mindset holding back the body and the skill set. So what if you could share with everybody, what were some of the biggest limiting beliefs that you discovered over the course of this work? And what are your new beliefs? What are the ways in which we've helped you shift them and that you've shifted them to be able to stand on that stage? And by the way, quit her corporate job and be a full-time musician.
Yes, yes. Well, a big one was I'm too old. um, who's going to hire me? I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So that was a big one. And also feeling like I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't thin enough. There's all these not enoughness that the inner critic continued to, just fill my mind with all these lies. And but now, having worked with Arden and her team, who are in my opinion, the best in the world. My new beliefs are, you know what? I get to bring joy and serve using my voice. I am brave, I'm bold, and I'm a badass woman, and this is my time now to shine. And no one is going to dim that anymore. I'm not going to allow it. And really
But it
just take
wasn't
my
so
power back.
easy. It wasn't so
No,
easy to get from the old, what we call mind trash, to the
yes.
new to the new belief that you call the global belief. We were talking about those yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And so what were some of the biggest things that have allowed you to, really make that shift, that transformation about, working the way we work?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, Arden, because, uh, I'm not even, I was going to say, sometimes, I can be a hard nut to crack. So, when, but you know
Sometimes
what?
I'm kidding.
What was that?
I said sometimes. No, I'm kidding. No, but you guys, everybody comes in thinking that
Yeah.
that I'm your hardest case, Arden. Everybody said, literally everybody says that to me. Like, I'm your toughest case. If you can help me, you can help, So, but yeah, you felt like you had a lot of
I
what
had
we
a
call
lot of
weeds in the
resistance.
mind garden and a lot of resistance. Yeah.
And that I couldn't do it on my own. That was a really big thing, like being a solo artist, because I don't play an instrument. My instrument is my voice. And I thought, well, I have to have, someone accompany me, so there's no way that I could do it on my own. And that was one of my biggest hurdles that Arden helped, for me to work out. And it was terrifying. But now I'm doing things solo. I'm traveling all around my county in New Jersey and other counties, surrounding counties, being a solo artist using backing tracks. And it was the first show, I'll never forget it. I called Arden and I left her a voice message, or it was a memo, a voice memo. I'm like, oh, how am I going to do this? Ah. And she sent me one encouraging me, giving me so much support. And that's the thing with Arden and her team, is that they provide you such one-on-one specific support that and no one else I've ever encountered has ever done. And it has been not just voice changing, but it's been life changing and game changing and mind changing. It's just my whole life has transformed, and it creates a ripple effect. And the mindset work has helped me in my relationships, not just with other people, but with myself, most importantly.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you also had some serious circumstance. I mean, it could have been very easy for you to say, I'm out of work. I have
Hmm.
credit card debt. My husband is freaking out. Like my marriage isn't good. Like it, and that doesn't mean that that circumstance isn't real, but it was like, and I still want to make a life with my gifts. And so, what was it, do you think, that allowed you to take that leap of faith and get resourceful and get your ass in here?
Well, I knew that when I was on that initial phone call with you, I knew it was just something inside me was like, you are going to choose you. This is your time. I know that you're terrified. I know you don't know how you're going to do this, where the money's going to come from, all these excuses, blah, blah, blah. And I literally just had to shut that all out. And I made the decision. This is my time. I am choosing me for the first time. I'm not allowing my husband, any outside circumstances, or anything or anyone else to dictate and determine and decide what I have put off being a young mother. I understand all you mothers out there. I get it. I use that as an excuse too. Raising my son, I was 20 when I had him. And now I'm a Gigi, and I get to reap the benefits of being a young grandmother. But the thing is I knew in that moment if I didn't take that leap of faith, I never would have. And I became hugely resourceful, literally on the phone call with Arden, knowing I'm not going to be able to speak with my husband about this. So I was literally text messaging him saying, honey, I got some news for you, and sharing with him that this is what I'm going to do. And it caused a huge upheaval in my marriage where he was saying he wanted to separate from me. I'm done with this, blah, blah, blah. And I even contacted Arden a couple of days later saying, I don't think I can do this because of that. Well, here I am. And it
Yeah, but
worked out.
actually, but speaking to that though, because I
Yeah.
remember I sent you a message back and I was
Yeah.
like, that is absolutely your prerogative. And
Mm-hmm.
you told me that if you don't put yourself first, then you will continue repeating the patterns for the
Yeah.
rest of your life. And I've never met a husband or a spouse or a wife who wasn't tickled pink when their partner is living their gifts, making money, doing what they love, and living as the highest version of themselves. And well, that's pretty much what Chris experienced
It
from you.
is. It is what he experienced. And he said, quote, I have my wife back. So even though it was devastating to him initially, he saw the transformation in me so quickly. And it was just, as soon as I made that decision for myself, it was like the floodgates opened and the universe is like, here, I'm going to send this to you. Here's more resources for you. Oh, you want more money for that? Here you go. I got you. But I had to show up. I had to do my part and say, I'm committed to doing this. I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing the gifts that God has given me. And it's my duty to take them as far as I possibly can. So, God, I'm doing my part. I need your help to do the rest. And God did tenfold.
And now, like I remember, so when Amy started booking gigs, so we have a private Facebook group for the singers who are in our program at any time, and it's like our clubhouse. It's like how we all like, do announcements and post celebrations and things like that. And when Amy started, it was about 5 or 6 months, into the program. So the initial 4 months and then some. She started posting, and it was almost like a joke on our team. Was like, did you see what Amy posted today? And then the next day, did you see what Amy posted today? And it was literally every day for almost like a month or two. 7 gigs booked today. And then tomorrow, 14 gigs booked today. And then the next day, 27 gigs booked for February. And it just like went like that. And on our team, we were like, Amy's on fire. Like, because I
Yes.
mean, you guys, your success, whatever that means to you, if it means doing this as a full-time income like Amy was doing, if it means being able to release a record, whatever your version of that is for you, that's our North Star. And I'm gonna light a firecracker under your ass and I'm gonna hold you to it until you get everything you told me you want. And when you try to fold and when you try to wobble, I'm going to remind you of what you told me you want and connect you to your why. Because Amy has a big why. Do you want to share do you mind sharing your why?
What is my why? I have many. What's the
Well,
why that you remember?
that is true. I mean, the one I'm thinking more of is just your connection and your sort of
Oh, with
spiritual,
God.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
for,
yeah.
for music. And this doesn't
Yeah.
mean that everybody has to have a why that's like Amy's. I'm just saying, if you don't have a strong why, then you will fold at every challenge. And Amy was given multiple, multiple, multiple challenges, but she's so connected to her. She has many whys that keeps her going throughout the wobbles because it allowed her to get the help and the support and the training that she needs so that she doesn't fold before the miracle, as it were. So, do you mind sharing one or two of your whys if you want?
I mean, the biggest why is for me is, and for me, I call source God. And, I believe that God placed this dream in my heart. And it's my it's my job, for lack of a better word, to go above and beyond to make whatever dreams have been placed in my heart for them to come true, and also to serve and to give back and to create inspiration and joy and love, to spread that using the music that either I've written or has already been written.
Which is like no surprise as to why you felt so dead inside at the corporate gig for so many years, because you're
Ugh.
not doing any of that.
No, that was like a prison. And, I was doing corporate on and off for 25 years. And I would lie to myself saying, oh, it'll be different this time. It never was. It never was. And all of that energy that I put in to these corporations making their dreams come true, I was just seeing all of my dreams melt away and die. And it was literally it was so heartbreaking. And for me, like I'm sure a lot of you can relate, singing is like breathing. Like I have to sing. It is every ounce, every cell of my body. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you've spoken a lot about, the changes in your energy and in your beliefs and what that's allowed you to do. But also, I would love if you wouldn't mind sharing what have been the biggest changes that you've noticed in your voice and your singing
Mm.
since this work on stage and all.
Oh, it is like it's effortless. And and that's not to say that sometimes the old habits want to, show their little face and say, "Hi, remember me?" But I'm like, I see you, but I know what I know what I need to do.
Right. I have a tool for that.
Yes, exactly. And I completely lost my train of thought.
I was asking you, what are the biggest changes you've noticed in
Oh,
your singing
yes.
and sound
Thank
when
you.
you
Yes, thank you. And the confidence in my voice, the trust in my body to know that no matter what is going on, no matter what, even if I'm sick, even if I had a really bad day, no matter what, when I step on that stage, I transform. And I have a little ritual that I know I've shared in the past where if I can share that really quick, Arden, is
Yeah,
that okay?
please. No, because this is like the trust that she's cultivated in her instrument, right? So she's got skill set, right? She's got that trust in her skill set now that she knows it can show up every time if her mindset's on board. And so she has this little mindset ritual that she does, which please do share.
Yes. So for me, it's before anytime I'm singing or performing, and this goes with acting too. I close my eyes and I envision this beautiful golden white light coming into my crown chakra and permeating every part of my body from the inside out, all the way into the ground. And it's in that moment, it's like God is grounding me and I'm grounding myself, and it's like I get into the zone and I'm like, all right, girl, let's go kill it.
Yep.
And I have God as my co-pilot. So how can anything go wrong?
So she has gotten really clear on how to set her energy so that her instrument is the most open channel for sound and impact.
Yes.
And that might be a totally different ritual for something else. Like I used to have a thing, I don't do it so much when I go on stage now. I think, your rituals kind of evolve as you evolve, right? But I used to do this thing before I would go on stage where I would visualize myself literally brushing off any like negative stickies, like fear or anxiety or whatever. And I would stand backstage and I would go, and that's it. That's what I would do. And it would just like help me to visualize like whatever the thing is that I'm dealing with. I had a fight with my boyfriend. I am scared of the high note, whatever it is. And like, here I am. Remember, this is my house. Remember, we talked about that the other day, my global belief. For me, this gesture is like me coming into this is my house. This is my stage. This is my time. And so, whatever that is for you guys, it's learning the skill set in your technique that you can trust and the mindset that supports it so that you can, like Amy, go stand on the biggest stages of your life, quit your corporate job, do something full time, despite your age, your whatever, whatever, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when mind and body are working together to the target and you have a really strong why, then you can get past any obstacle. Like Amy, a husband who did not was not on board with her doing this at first, who now like is like, Arden, I love you.
Yeah.
Uh, Credit card debt, losing her job, not having any idea how she was going to finance this, putting it on, I think you did PayPal
I
loan
did.
financing or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were talking to anybody in here who is dealing with some of these same issues as you were dealing with, what would you want to say? What would you want them to know that might help them just feel a little differently about what they want?
Mm. The first thing that came to mind was, or is there's always a way. There's always a way. And even in the bleakest time, because it was so bleak for me, I'm telling you, like I barely had two pennies to rub together, like worrying about what my next meal was going to be at times. That's how scary it was for me. And
It also was exacerbated by the fact that she didn't know how to go out there and stand above the
yes,
competition and believe in herself enough to book these gigs. She was
exactly.
losing thousands of dollars a month because she did not have the skill set and mindset to do that.
Exactly. And I didn't. I didn't know what to do. I just knew that not doing anything wasn't working and what I was doing wasn't working. So for me, there's always going to be a reason not to do something. Do you want to look back on your life and this opportunity? The universe is always working for us, and being led to this, being led to Arden, is not an accident. And I feel that there's when you're being led, it's time to take that leap. It's time to take that. And I had something, and it completely went out of my mind.
Talk about
But I just want you all to know that if I can do it, and I lived in scarcity and fear and lack like nobody's business, there it is possible for anyone. And and being resourceful, that was a big one for me too. And I was afraid. I was afraid. I felt afraid, and I did it anyway, instead of allowing the fear to cripple me and paralyze me like it had for years, and then staying stuck, being where I was, not doing anything.
right because you're going to be afraid either way. You're going to be afraid
Yes.
that you're going to spend the rest of your life sitting on your gifts and regretting not fighting for what you want, watching other people live the life that you want
Mm-hmm.
and live in that regret and fear,
Yeah.
or you're going to be scared going after what you want. You're going to be scared either way. So you might as well be scared getting what you want.
Yes, and I don't want you looking back with regret. That regret is a big thing. And I that is not something I can say I will no longer be looking back with regret, because I chose myself. I chose this, knowing that it was the way, and it absolutely undoubtedly was, and it continues to be.
Yeah.
So I want you all to believe in yourself and to know that you were led here for a reason, and to follow that as far as you possibly can, and not allow anything or anyone, especially yourself, because we can really hold ourselves back, to get
Mm-hmm.
in the way. So I really want that for you guys. I really do.
Well, thank you so much for being such a light, Amy, and for supporting our
Welcome.
community and giving back to our community in the way that you do,
My
and
pleasure.
for really speaking to what it can be like and what the possibilities can be when you fight for yourself. Because guys, nobody else is going to do that for you. Nobody. Nobody. And if you're waiting for, somebody to give you permission to fight for yourself, if you're waiting for this producer, that record label, that teacher, whatever, like I love you and you will forever be waiting. You are the only one who can fight for yourself. And whether that means fighting for yourself to get the help and the skills you need by working with us, whether that means by fighting for yourself because you know what that thing is that you want, that's something else. Either way, if you get nothing else from this, is that like if Amy, with all of the circumstance that she was in, can choose herself and change her stars because she made a decision that she was going to change. The decision to change comes first, and then the resources, the time, and the money, they show up. They do, because you have decided and you have told the universe where you are going. And so whatever that means to you to make that decision, I just really hope that you remember listening to Amy today, um, when you are up to the things that you are up to. So thank you so much, Amy.
You're so welcome.
And thank you to all of you who were here today, spending time on your Saturday, honoring you for taking the time to show up to the gifts that you have. And, if you were listening to Amy and thinking, you know what? I'm ready to choose me. Like, this is what I really want, to be able to find my unique sound, to be able to trust my voice, to be able to know that I have a foundation that I can deliver on any stage when I need to. And you want to work with us in the intensive to do that, to achieve this, then your next step is to schedule a discovery call with me. And we're going to chat and we're just going to make sure that this is the right fit for you. Ashley's going to put the link for the call in the chat. But I really do want to celebrate each and every one of you who have shown up to every day of this workshop so far, who have made your singing a priority when it's so easy to let life and other things get in the way. And as you know, we have a scholarship opportunity. And so if you've been with us every day of the workshop so far, you haven't missed a single day, you are eligible to enter our scholarship contest tonight to win $4,000 scholarship towards the intensive training program. And so that brings the tuition down to just $3,000. So it's a huge scholarship. So if you want to be considered for the scholarship, you will have to fund the other 3K. So if you're somebody who cannot fund 3K, this might not be the scholarship for you. We want somebody to come in who can do this, who's going to make use of the scholarship and can fund the other part and be able to get rocking, right away. But if you are somebody who needs that $4,000 scholarship and you can get resourceful for the other 3K and you want to be considered for the scholarship, you've been here from Tuesday through today for all 5 days of the workshop so far, and you want to be considered for the scholarship, then you have to do 2 simple things tonight. The first thing is that you need to submit our scholarship application. So Ashley's going to put the link in the chat for where to submit the scholarship form, okay? And on that form, you'll see that we ask you to record a short selfie video of you just speaking to what doing the intensive training program means to you and why you should be the one to receive the opportunity for this scholarship. So just a little selfie video, you can do it on your phone, like doesn't have to be anything fancy, okay? And the link on the form shows you either where to upload it or give us a link if you want to put it on a Google Drive or something. If you're going to put it on your own drive and give us the link to it, make sure that you make it public. Like, don't make it private. Don't make it so that like you have to have our email address in order to like view it. Okay. So just make sure that if you're going to give us a link to this selfie video that's on your drive, that you make it a public link. And then the other thing that you need to do to be considered for the scholarship, also on the form, you will see that you're asked to include at least one link to yourself performing online or to your recordings online. So a link to where we can see you or hear you. So a link to a YouTube video, a link to your recordings on Spotify if you have that, if you have a website where you have sound samples. And again, if you're going to upload something for us, or if it's YouTube or whatever, make sure it's a public link, that it's not a private link, okay? So to be considered, and we're going to do a scholarship drawing tomorrow. I'm literally going to put the names in the hat and I will draw one out, okay? So you must get the application form and the videos submitted by midnight Eastern tonight, 9 Pacific tonight, okay? If you do not get it in by then, you won't be considered. And then be here live tomorrow, because I'm going to announce the winner live in our session tomorrow. And so you'll only be considered, like I said, if you've been to every session, okay, and you filled out the form, the scholarship submission form. So Ashley has put the link in the chat. Copy it now so that you have it, because I'm not posting the scholarship link anywhere else. So Ash just put it in the chat again. Copy and paste it, because we're not posting it anywhere else. It's for those who are here. And again, this is for our flagship 16-week training program. This is the 360 intensive training program: technique, artistry, mindset. And, we do this with technique accelerator trainings. This is for full command of your technique in the most consistent, healthy, reliable way. This is mind-body integration modules, where we dive really deep with you into your unique patterns of thinking, and we show you, like we've done this week, how this is affecting your body and your impact and your voice when you sing. This is individual weekly coaching in the context of a group to make sure that you're embodying your new skill set, your new mindset in the most effective way. We do a weekly group mindset call, which is like topic focused coaching, focused on the most supportive mindset necessary for the things you are up to and the growth that you want. And there's also one-on-one accountability mentoring with your mindset coach. You're assigned a one-on-one mindset coach to really help you break the boundaries that have stopped you in the past from really actualizing the results that you want. And so it's our community, it's our safe space where we really help singers to go beyond their comfort zone, mirroring back the things that you don't see, the potholes you've been stepping into, the walls you've been hitting, and being amongst like-minded artists where you can learn and take action and grow to achieve these beautiful goals that you have. So this intensive training program is for you if, despite your best efforts, you're just not where you want to be in your singing. You've trained a lot, you've been releasing records, you're hustling, you're doing the thing, and you're just not getting the results that you want. And you know that there's an impact gap happening, and you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know how to fix it. And you really want to sing in a way that's more reliable, more consistent, more powerful, where your body is working for you, not against you. And you want to get better results from your auditions, your recordings, your performances. Like, no more putting all this time and money and effort and not seeing the kind of outcomes that you want in your singing career. And so all of this, and then, just the didactic things, like being able to sing without tension, without strain, without vocal fatigue, in a way that feels good, not just sounds good, in a way that you can rely on, so that you can go out there and feel confident to put yourself in the position to achieve the things you want in your singing career, because you know you can deliver anyone, anywhere, anytime, okay? To tap into that potential, into your unique sound. So we have 2 more days of the workshop. We finish on Monday as our last day. A reminder, we also have 2 more days of the enrollment bonuses that I've put together for you guys specifically in the workshop. So as I said, our normal tuition is $9,000 for the program, but $2,000 discount for everybody in the workshop through Monday night to anyone who enrolls by Monday night. And the tuition is either monthly, $1,897 a month, or one payment of $7K. Ashley, will you put the link in the chat to the information for the intensive, where they can look at everything, and you can also look at the different tuition plans. So this delineates the $2,000 discount. Also, an audition self-tape critique for those of you who do a lot of auditions, a full audit of your artist website or EPK for those who have online presence, or if you don't, why, and we need to get that going. And then bonus for the first three singers who opt for the pay in full, 2 one-on-ones with me over the course of your program. And you get me one-on-one anyway in the context of the larger group. I have eyes and ears on you. I'm going to be coaching you 3 times a week, but for some, this is like, really important to be able to have that like incubator of a one-on-one. And so we do that as a little bonus for the first 3 who opt for the pay in full. So again, guys, these bonuses go away on Monday night at midnight. So either you need to take care of your enrollment by then, or get on my calendar if you have questions. As long as you've booked a call by the end of the day on Monday, doesn't mean you have to have had the call by Monday. But if you have some lingering questions, you know the program is for you, but you just want to talk some things out, perhaps it's a schedule question or something like that, get on my calendar before the end of the day Monday to get the bonuses when you enroll. Now, you can enroll in the program after Monday, anytime you want, but the tuition goes back to the normal 9K. So just keep that in mind. So even if you're on the fence, even if you really want it, but you have questions, like I said, about your schedule, your payment plan, certain things that might be specific to you, let's get on the call, book that call, get on my calendar. Let's talk. Let's talk about your specific goals. I want to answer your questions so you don't miss the bonuses and the tuition discount if we decide that it is a good fit and you do want to enroll and join us. So again, if you're eligible, interested in the scholarship, make sure you submit by midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific tonight. And everybody who's interested in the intensive training program, just prepare, get your enrollment done before the discount appears Monday night. And now a word about tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys, is like the day of all days. Tomorrow is big. Tomorrow, we're going to really go deep with some super critical work. And it's the biggest hurdle that pro singers face and how to get over it. And in my 25 years of being a professional singer, working with professional singers, saving voices, saving careers, this is the thing that I have noticed that gets in the way time and time and time again. So you do not want to miss tomorrow because you have a lot of pieces of the puzzle. But if you don't have this, then you're going to get sabotaged by this hurdle every single time. And I don't want that for you. So don't miss tomorrow. Go enjoy your Saturday night. Get your scholarship submissions in if you are interested in that. Take care of your enrollment if you just know that you want in. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Sending so much love, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, show toes with the 1-1.